So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our second Wright Venture. I'm Joanne Lee, Dean of the Soin College of Business. On behalf of the college, I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. So as the Dean of the college, one of my major responsibilities is to give a plug for all the exciting things happening here at the college. This year, the Soin College of Business is launching one of the biggest initiatives of its history. We call it Your Career Has Begun, ... Our goal of this initiative is to bring early awareness to all of our students in all aspects of career planning and workforce development through different kinds of activities and events during their academic career with us. We believe students should start thinking about their career when they take the first step on campus, not in the third year in college, not when they apply for graduation. We want to make an impression on you, students, I'm looking at you, on how to develop your career the moment you sign your acceptance paper to attend Wright State University. Our goal at the college is very simple. We want to help you get a gainful employment and a great job. Wright Venture is one of our ways to show you how to get to your destination. At the Soin College of Business, we believe very, very well what big aspiration can translate into. But it is really up to you, students, to help us change the culture of learning. Now, without a doubt, Wright Venture is one of the most anticipated events of the year created by the College of Business. It really represents a dream that finally comes true. It is a joint partnership led by James Family Student Entrepreneur Program, the Wright State University Foundation, and the Soin College of Business. Today, you'll be able to witness the hard work of our staff, the support of our faculty, and the creativity and innovation of our students. Not just students from the College of Business, but students from across campus in multiple colleges. Now, with Wright Venture, the College of Business wants to show you why learning is fun and why higher education can be relevant and how we integrate workforce development into our curriculum and put knowledge into practice. With that, I officially kick off Wright Venture. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the podium our 6th President of Wright State University, Dr. David Hopkins.
Well, thank you very much, Dean Lee, and good afternoon, everyone. And I'm excited again. I was here for the first Wright Venture, and what a night, or excuse me, what an afternoon it was, watching our student finalists face these wolves over here. And by the way, I saw them warming up eating red meat in another room. But I'm excited to be here again, and I'm excited to see our finalists, and I want to congratulate our finalists who will be coming out in just a few minutes as they compete to impress our judges and win startup funding for their business concept. If you go back in time to Wright State University, about 10 years ago, we purposely, working with our faculty, began what I call a transformation of Wright State University. A significant transformation that we're still moving forward in to really make it a much more relevant university for our community and engage in so many different ways with our community. But one thing we said we would do, working with our faculty, was to grow the entrepreneurial spirit of not just the university and become a much more entrepreneurial university, but that working with our faculty, we wanted to embed in the curriculum all over this campus opportunities, experiential learning, and opportunities to grow the entrepreneurial toolkit of our students, whether it be in business, and business has led the way, I might add, but in music, in medicine, in engineering. And so what we've been doing for the last decade is finding ways to build the ecosystem, or the entrepreneurial ecosystem of our campus, but how do we mesh that and connect that with the ecosystem of our entire community? And I want you to be proud of this statistic. As I brag about Wright State, that's my job. In the last 10 years, we have graduated more than 30,000 students from this wonderful university. And 83% of our graduates have stayed in the state of Ohio, and the majority have stayed right here in the Dayton region. Now think about what we're trying to do, and we're getting better every year. In fact, in September, we will launch the Entrepreneurial Club, which will really connect all the colleges to this ecosystem across this campus. But just think as we unleash these young entrepreneurs into this community. That's what we want to do. That's what we're doing, and we're doing it better every single year. So the Wright Venture and the Soin College of Business is leading the way in modeling what we're trying to do all over this campus. And Wright Venture is truly an innovative way to introduce our students to entrepreneurism and the real world of starting a business. I again want to congratulate all the teams that submitted ideas. I hope and I know this has been a valuable learning experience for each and every one of you. I want to thank our Soin College of Business, the leadership. Dean Lee is such a magnificent leader of this college. Her passion, her love of students, and moving into the future is so important to where we want to go. I want to thank the amazing faculty that day in and day out provide the kind of learning experiences that are going to build the entrepreneurs. And I want to thank our staff in the college who I do endlessly. They dedicate themselves to our students. And I want to take this opportunity as I welcome you all here today to also thank the James Family Student Entrepreneurship Program. That's an incredible sponsorship. Barry, thank you so much for that and making this opportunity for our students. And I want to thank, as Joe Lee did, Dean Lee said, our Wright State Foundation and so many other partners on campus that are making this particular venture possible. And obviously, I want to make sure I thank our esteemed judges. And I know you're going to learn more about them, but these are not only wonderful judges for entrepreneurism, but they are so wonderful in being models for our students. Thank you, judges, for caring about our students and modeling such wonderful behaviors for them. So let me finally say I'm proud of the Wright Venture as it's in its second year. It brings creativity and a valuable way of helping our students really become the entrepreneurs they want to be. And I wish them all the best today, to our finalists, and I thank you for being part of this important program. Thank you very much.
So you see them on TV, you greet them around, and you like them on Facebook. Finally, let's meet our wolves. Let me introduce you to our head wolf, Barry James. Barry joined James Investment Research in its beginning years before a tour of duty as an instructor fighter pilot with the United States Air Force. He returned to the company in 1986. Barry currently oversees the management of James Investment Research and is a senior member of the investment committee. And he has no idea I'm going to say that. He actually just took a one-day leave of absence from his wedding party of his daughter from South Carolina, flew all the way back here to participate, and then he will fly back. So there you go. Meet our next wolf, Greg Akers. Greg grew up in the beverage industry. A serial entrepreneur, he embarked on a venture in the licensing of sports and entertainment merchandise. After 17 plus years in that industry, he sold out of that venture and began at Quality Farms, specializing in certified product destruction for the beverage industry. Greg oversees all the sales, marketing, and operation within the company. His most recent collaboration is with Geneki Bioenergy, a Bill and Melinda Gates funded endeavor, serving in a new business development role to market a new technology that converts solar sludge into renewable energy and water. Meet our next wolf, Judy Breniger. Judy Breniger brings over 30 years of hands-on experience as an executive officer. Currently, Ms. Breniger serves as partner at Bowen Creative & Company. She sits on the board of directors for the Miami Valley Venture Association and also serves on our very own corporate advisory board. She's also a proud alumni of our college, earning her MBA with a concentration in marketing. Meet our next wolf, Mr. Jonah Sandler. Jonah Sandler is the founder and CEO of Scene 75 Entertainment Center. Jonah was selected from more than 15 million small business owners worldwide to speak at Facebook's global sales meeting in 2013. He's a chartered financial analyst and the recent author of Before the Doors Open, a book that highlights his journey with Scene 75 and his Facebook marketing campaign. and he also has no idea I'm going to say that, he will be recognized in this coming year, 40 Under 40, one of our 40 recipients. Meet our last wolf, Mr. Vishal Soin. Vishal is the president of Soin International and is chairman and CEO of CTC Plastics. Vishal also serves as immediate past chairman of Wright State University Board of Trustees and as the chairman of the Board of Trustees of Dayton Children's Hospital. Prior to his current positions, Vishal was chairman and CEO of International Consultants, Inc., and served on the board of Integrated Information Technology Corporation as senior vice president of MTC Technologies and as CEO of Right Point Computers. Well, thank you to our wolves again. And now I would like to welcome our MC for today, Mr. Lance Colley. Mr. Lance Colley is our Director of Career Management. Please welcome Lance to the stage.
Thank you, Dean Lee. Thank you, President Hopkins. Thank you to the Wolves. And welcome everyone to our second annual Wright Venture finale. Thank you all for being here. We have some events that are going to go on today. We're going to hear the final presentations from our 3 semifinalists. We were very fortunate this year to have a tremendous turnout of student interest for people, entrepreneurs that wanted to participate in the event this year. We had 6 teams submit business plans. Those business plans were evaluated, and based on how well they were, we narrowed it down to 3 semifinalists, so that's what you're going to hear from today. Each semifinalist team is going to have the opportunity to present their business idea to our group of wolves, and you will all hear that as well. If you've ever taken my Business 1000 class, you know that I usually say, put all of your cell phones away. Well, this is the one case where I'm going to tell everyone to take your cell phones out, because we're going to want you to participate in the contest today. We want you to engage with us on social media, use the hashtag #FaceTheWolves, and we're also going to have the Fan Favorite Award. After each team presents, you can text, we'll go over the numbers, but you can text your favorite business plan to the number, and then an award at the end will be given for whoever the fan favorite is. We also have the Leader of the Pack. The Leader of the Pack was a video award that actually all of the 6 teams participated in. They uploaded a video to our Facebook page, and the Leader of the Pack will be announced at the end, and it is the team that got the most likes on our Facebook page. So at the end of all the presentations, we will announce the 3 winners: the Leader of the Pack, the Fan Favorite, and of course, the Wright Venture finalist winner. You can go on to the next one. Okay, so of the 3 teams, the first one will be Galatune. If Galatune is your favorite, you will text 158495 to 22333. If Just Modern Teas is your favorite, you will text 175911 to 22333. And if your favorite is Shady Lake Visionaries, you will text 175912 to 22333. After each of the presentations, we will again show you these numbers if they're your favorite, and then please vote. So now that we have seen the teams and met the wolves, let's get started with our first finalist. Galatune, an interactive game by Mr. Adam Wick. Galatune is a battle strategy card game that's easy to learn and offers incredible psychological gameplay. Here is his 1-minute pitch video featured on our social media.
Hey everyone, I'm Adam Wick, and I like playing video games. But you know, for me, Nothing beats playing real games together with friends and family. And I'm not alone either. The US hobby games industry just saw its 6th consecutive year of growth and is now nearly $1 billion industry. It's a great new age for tabletop gaming, and the perfect time to launch my new card game, Galatoon. Galatoon is a battle strategy card game that's easy to learn, but offers incredible psychological warfare. Unlike most battle games where players take turns one at a time, in Galatoon everyone attacks simultaneously. It's an exciting formula that keeps the game moving and encourages players to predict and react. My goal is for a market release this year, but I need your help to make that happen. Support Galatoon on Facebook, and be sure to check out our events page for your chance to play the game early. Thanks, everyone.
Please join me in welcoming Adam Wick and Galatoon.
Well, hi everyone, thank you so much. That was the premiere of our movie trailer to kind of give you an idea of the background story behind this. So what is Galatoon exactly? Galatoon is a new story-driven science fiction fantasy brand that'll begin as a card game, but then evolve into other video games, comic books, phone games, maybe even a full animated series someday. So, quick show of hands. How many of you here today are gamers? Video games, tabletop games, card games, whatever? Awesome. Now keep your hands up for me for a minute. How many of you guys in the audience here like superhero movies, sci-fi, comic books? Go ahead and add your hands up too. Well, take a look at that. I would say most of our audience here today are nerds. Congratulations. But I have good news for all of us because the nerds are winning. The geek chic culture of gaming and comic books is increasingly pervasive. Really, it's becoming the new mainstream pop culture for our generation and beyond. The gaming industry alone now represents over a $90 billion global industry. And if you look stateside, that turns to a contribution of over 155 million US gamers. As many as 42% of Americans are playing games for 3 hours a week or more. I personally play a lot more than that. And then have you guys seen the awesome lineup for DC and Marvel movies coming out this year? I'm not the first person to say it. This is definitely the year of the nerds, which is an awesome time for companies like Galatoon. Click. Okay. So like I said, we're starting the brand with a battle strategy card game. And the card game breaks a lot of conventions in this genre in some new exciting ways that our gamers have just really loved. Typically in games like this, a battle game is a duel between two players who very carefully take turns meticulously planning out what they're going to do, take an action, and then wait for an opponent to do the same. In Galatoon, however, it's a group battle between 2 to 5 players at once where everyone takes their turns attacking simultaneously. Now this creates some really interesting psychological gameplay, where not only do you have to understand yourself and your opponent, but you have to be able to get inside their heads, predict how they're going to react to what you do, and to see that group dynamic where they're reacting against each other. It's something really interesting. I encourage all of you guys to try it. Check out our events page. We have demos running throughout the year. We've tested the game throughout a diverse group of people, hardcore gamers, casual, people who've never touched a game before in their life, and I gotta say, they all love it, so give it a shot. Over here, we have a sample of what one of the character cards would actually look like. This is Aaron Rosenbeard. He'd be one of the main characters in our comic book series. You see we have this beautiful sci-fi anime artwork on the front side. On the back side of cards, we have in-depth gameplay instructions. And on the bottom, we have a little bit of a story teaser. Now, you can play the game casually and not worry about the story, but if you are someone who has a love for fantasy, this story is really a way to tease you into the motivations behind the character, why are they fighting. It helps pull you into this rich fantasy world that we're creating that, again, will evolve beyond cards into other multimedia venues. Now, I want Galatune to be the best battle strategy card game on the market. But even beyond that, Galatune needs to be so much more than just cards. What my vision really is for this is to create a global brand of creativity and friendships. Gaming has this wonderful way of bringing diverse people together, united around a common hobby, and it can really be something incredible for creating a whole new community here. So that said, why start with a card game instead of, say, a video game or something like that? Well, a card game actually has quite a few strategic advantages. First off, it's a fairly simple cost structure. Essentially, we have myself as the writer, developer of the game, artist, production, distribution, and a little bit of logistics and advertising expenses mixed into there. Also, it's a fairly unique market. If you know much about marketing and economics, most every industry is dominated by, like, say, the top 5 big players who control most of the pie, and then we fight over for the scraps. Well, in the hobby game industry, it's a little bit unique, where the majority of pie is actually owned by a myriad of independent gaming studios. Indie studios have a big love right now, and the gamers actually value these higher, and a lot of times they're able to command a higher price. So in summary, we have a low-cost structure, low barrier to entry market with huge growth potential. That's really an easy way where we can realistically jump into this market and start taking a relevant amount of market share right from the get-go. So how do we make this happen? Galatune is legally established as an LLC, and it has been since this past August. Right now, I'm the only employee, but we got a phenomenal contract artist working with us. I've also been in conversation with Think Patented, who's an award-winning print company. Actually, their standards are so high and well recognized that Wright State University actually goes through Think Patented for a majority of our print collateral. Beyond that, I have a core team of volunteer gamers, people who've played my game and loved it so much that they've come back and helped us to teach other players to play as well. Now, when we first launched the game, I'm hoping to initially begin with face-to-face sales at these conventions, but then we'll also hopefully get a little bit of shelf space at some of the game and comic book stores that I've been running demos at. And then I also want to launch an e-commerce site. I have some background in web design and e-commerce already. And I'm hoping that as we focus on this local market, we can create a history of successful sales that we can then use to open up conversation with larger and larger retailers for more shelf space for this and our expanding products. Here's on this side. A SWOT analysis is a quick strategic overview to look at the position of a company. And our greatest strength is really a unique, compelling brand. We offer a one-of-a-kind story that resonates with this market. Gamers fall in love with us, and that helps establish a sense of brand loyalty. We also have a great support network through Wright State University, the SBDC, SCORE, a lot of resources here that can help us to continue to refine our strategy. Our greatest weakness, like many small businesses, is funding. This brand really has a ton of potential, but in order to realize that potential, we got to make sure that we get the lifeblood we need to keep it going. That said, there are a ton of opportunities for this. It's a rapidly growing market. All of these media are converging. We can very quickly expand into different brand extensions and take this global through e-commerce. That said, the low barrier to entry market is kind of a double-edged sword, and our greatest threat really is the constant threat of new entrants. But we can hedge against this threat again by creating a sense of strong brand loyalty, by really focusing on those story elements that get gamers engrossed in this game. Promoting Galatune for year one is relatively simple. I hope to help make a buzz through local press and our different events such as Wright Venture. I've also been very active on social media, and we have social media ad spends going on. Really, the core of our year one marketing, though, is reaching out to those face-to-face exchanges with gamers, running demos at different comic shops, running at different conventions, and that sort of thing. We've already done a lot of game conventions throughout the year, and I have more planned, which you can see here. And honestly, I'm going to be adding a few more to this schedule in about a week or so. I want to go ahead and call your attention, though, to April 23rd, GloryCon. Wright State University has an annual gaming convention, so we'll be featured this year with Galatune. We'll also have video games, tabletop, cosplay. Basically, it's a nerd paradise, so if you're interested, make sure to hop on to agwsu.org, register for that, and I hope to see you there and give you a chance to try the game for yourself. So our financial structure, like I said, is fairly straightforward. Right now, our target marginal cost per unit, we're looking at about $8, and this is given the assumption of a $1,000 order. Now, this is subject to economies of scale a bit, so as we order and increase our production, you can see that marginal costs go down a lot. But if we are able to keep that cost or better, and I'm hoping to maintain an MSRP of about $30 a unit, that gives us a healthy enough margin to be able to negotiate wholesale prices so that we can get some of that shelf space, and so that we can also do fairly well when we do our direct-to-customer sales. Everything said, with our relatively low costs, I'm hoping that we can break even with just about 300 units, which, if my financial plan proves correctly, we could be in the black in as short as 3 months. So if everything goes as according to plan in our business plan here, we should hit our ultimate goal of a market release in time for the 2016 holiday season. Provided we get the funding we need, our art and production and logistics should be ready to go by August, September, and so we'll hit the holiday season running strong in around November. Okay, that said, I think I'm ready for the Wolves.
All right, thank you, Adam, for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to turn it over to the Wolves so they can ask their questions.
Who wants to start? We'll let Barry start.
Who
You
would
have a
like to go
question?
first?
I do. Do you plan on targeting women specifically with your game as part of your marketing plan?
Sorry?
Do you plan on targeting women players?
Yes, actually, the female adult demographic is the largest growing subgroup in the gaming industry right now. So as you could kind of tell from my artwork, I pull a lot of advantage that I think relates to a diverse group. One of our main characters is a female princess who the story starts off kind of like a classic fairy tale where the main hero wants to rescue the princess. On his way to do it, she's already escaped on her own and starts to become her own hero. So I think that'll resonate with our female gamers.
Jonah?
Thank you for the presentation, Adam. My question stems from an understanding of your inventory needs and the turn time for production, in particular as it relates to marketing. So what I envision is you need to dedicate as much money as you possibly can to marketing. How do you intend to dedicate the funds when you're tying up the 12 grand in inventory?
Right. Well, we're starting small this year with a lot of grassroots marketing. Thankfully, with my marketing background, I'm able to take our dollars a little bit further. But I am looking for other sources of revenue that can help pad that with. I'm hoping to break into a Kickstarter and to look into Indiegogo. Also, my mentor mentioned that I could look into structuring opportunities with banks where if I can secure a pre-order sale and I know about how much inventory I'm expecting, that I'll be able to actually get a loan to cover that and then turn over more of my funds to focus more on the marketing, advertising, and building up that demand.
One of the things, Adam, that I like about your plan is that you've got a nice structure to how you're going to go about the marketing. It's focused, and you've got your numbers that you're trying to get the 1,000 Facebook likes and so forth. The piece that I'm trying to figure out is that 300 units you talked about getting to break even. How do you get there so quickly? And then how do you keep those numbers? Because those numbers are pretty strong numbers, and
Right,
you can
right.
achieve those. You know, you got my vote, that's for sure. But
Right.
you need to convince me.
Right. Well, those are rough projections based off of a few friends of mine that I've been talking to who are in the independent gaming development industry. And first off, the local sales, I think initially starting off with some good press, we'll get some good runs. I think meeting the first month or two would be all right. As for longer term, as we go on, it'll be based on advertising. And these conventions surprisingly do extremely well. Some of my friends will come to these conventions with, say, 500, 1,000 copies of their game, and they're able to sell out by the end of the convention. Especially where we're actually participating in Gen Con, which is the world's largest gaming convention, and it's really right in our own backyard here in Indiana. So obviously, a business plan is something that needs to be flexible, and those numbers will be adjusted, gosh, constantly. I don't even want to say quarterly, just really ongoing. But thankfully, our production is very flexible and scalable. Think Patent is able to do, gosh, enough printing to cover the world. I could cover huge orders in just about a month. But then they also do very small scale orders too, 1,000 copies or even less. So I can adjust my plan as needed and print on demand.
So, Adam, first of all, great presentation.
Thank you.
And along the same lines of production costs and so on, you laid out a lot of visions for comic books and so on. What's the plan specifically to move towards, say, the app market, which, again, from a replication standpoint, dramatically drives down your replication cost as you get it out there. But what's your
Exactly.
vision and plan to hit that?
Exactly. Well, right now the name of the game is starting to build up brand recognition and to help bring in revenue from the card game and from my other social media and crowdsourcing so that I can start to take on these other projects. Each of these different platforms, it won't be as simple as porting over the game into different versions. I'm actually creating something that's more holistic from a story side so that each of these games is its own game that approaches a story from a completely unique perspective. So as far as developing the game and creating something that's uniquely scalable and replicatable, I think that's something very exciting, where it doesn't cannibalize the other products in our line either. I hope that answers your question.
Again, great presentation, and also, your business plan looked very well thought out. Looked like you spent a lot of time on it.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. One of the things I like that you recognize were the number of new entries that are constantly coming into the market in the gaming industry. And one of the challenges I think you face, and this is something I was sharing with Barry backstage a little earlier, is that you're developing a brand from something that doesn't already exist. Meaning, a lot of times you see games and things that spin off, and merchandise that spin off from a free experience somebody already had by watching a cartoon on television or a television show. If you're not able to attain your goals through a Kickstarter or your crowdfunding, what other backup plans do you have to get that brand exposure out there so that you can build the interest?
Well, I have a strong, solid plan B. If worst case scenario happens and I'm funding it through myself, I'll have to delay my production timeline a bit, but I'll still keep chugging forward. And as far as connecting to that larger brand beyond just the cards, I am already working on an extended plan for the comic book series. I've written my first few issues, I have a plan for that. And I'm hoping to include the first issue complimentary as a part of this package with the starter deck so that people can already start to get involved in that brand and be eager to see it develop in these other platforms.
Great.
Any other questions from the Wolves?
One other comment I might make is that as you build this brand, you may find that you can't control all of the other merchandise and the categories that could be a spinoff of it. So think in the back of your mind, how can I go license this? Because you've got some fantastic artwork, your artist has done a fantastic job. I imagine those come from the concepts in your brain, you drawing stick figures and then having her bring it to life. If that's the case, then I compliment you because it really shows.
Thank you. It's actually been a very intensive process, and thankfully my artist fell in love with the story and she's been able to work me out. But every character, we go through a fully commercial character design process where I'm giving her a document, like a 30-page document detailing this character's history, story, personality. We have a series of meetings and consultations that in the end we create these unique, lovable characters. But yeah, I would be very excited to watch this grow. And one of the things I've witnessed with other small businesses is sometimes it can fail where the person who founds the company wants to keep their hand in too many things. And as far as licensing, expanding, taking this onto other groups, I just want to see that this creates that community that the gamers love, and to make that happen the most effective way possible, and to create value for everybody. And that definitely includes expanding the team and bringing in new people.
All right, thank you, Adam.
Thank you, everyone.
Remember to vote for your fan favorite. If you liked Adam's presentation and you like his business plan, please text 158495 to 22333. I told Adam before the competition tonight that I was going to be one of his first customers. Those of us that have children at home know that they play a lot of games that are on their handheld devices. And I was refreshed at the thought of getting my son a game that wasn't on a device, not to mention possibly saving myself some money from in-app purchases. Our second semifinalist team is Just Modern Tees, and they are comprised of Tyler Willis, Matt Fisher, and Josiah MacArthur. Just Modern Tees hopes to make the Midwest the urban capital of the nation through fashion and style. Here is their 1-minute pitch video featured on our social media.
When you think of the Midwest, what do you think of? Cows, cornfields? People don't understand the urban community we have here in the heartland.
Hi, I'm Josiah MacArthur.
I'm Matt Fisher.
And I'm Tyler Willis. And we are the
founders of Just Modern Tees.
JMT is a Midwest urban retail company that has one main goal: making the Midwest the urban capital of the nation. To do this, we implement unique designs found throughout the Midwest urban culture, such as music, art, and history, into a clothing line.
Furthermore, we use eco-friendly materials such as organic cotton, bamboo, and hemp, which together make for a more comfortable, durable, and cost-efficient product for our customers.
Also, we collaborate with local talents featuring their image on our products to create profitability, credibility, and popularity for our talents with our products.
I've lived in 4 different states throughout the Midwest, and in every state I've lived in, I've encountered people who don't share that amount of pride for their home states and their urban communities. We aim to change that. The first step begins with liking our Facebook page and showing support for Just Modern Tees.
Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming Tyler, Matt, and Josiah of Just Modern Tees.
Hi, my name is Josiah MacArthur, and I'm a mechanical engineer major here at Wright State University.
Hi, I'm Matt Fisher. I'm an applied physiology major here at Wright State.
My name is Tyler Willis, and I'm a business economics major here at Wright State.
Just Modern Tees is a very unique business. We incorporate the urban Midwest culture into our designs. We also collaborate with local artists featuring their image on our designs.
Also, our products incorporate premium quality materials such as organic cotton, bamboo, and hemp. In addition, JMT will provide photography for up-and-coming local artists.
Talents collaborate with Just Modern Tees to improve their credibility, their profitability, and their networking opportunities. The retail industry is expected to hit $2 trillion in revenue by 2018. Consumers are shopping more in online stores and less in physical stores. There is a need for a casual urban brand in the Midwest, and Just Modern Tees will make the Midwest the urban capital of the nation. So you're probably thinking, what's in our company for you, the consumer? Well, for consumers, they receive premium quality apparel. What makes our products premium? The materials that go into them, such as organic cotton, bamboo, and hemp. These materials together make for a more durable and comfortable product for our customers. Not only that, but they're also easy on the environment as well. Consumers also receive a unique quality or a unique design that's made specifically for the Midwest urban culture, and they receive an emotional or a personal connection to our products when they see that our designs are made specifically for them and the communities that they represent. Now, artists and performers also have something to benefit from our company as well. They receive promotions on our social media outlets. They receive photography that may be implemented on our designs and our shirts. And they also receive a network that they may collaborate with as they see fit with other artists and performers.
So for uniqueness, what makes Just Modern Tees unique? Well, going off what Tyler said, the materials in our products, such as organic cotton, hemp, and bamboo, lead for a very soft, more durable product. Our designs are made by Josiah here. He makes each one with a very specific and custom feeling. All of it is centered on the urban Midwest culture. So we also collaborate, like I said, with local talents. So we give them, this is why we give them a face for the Midwest. I don't know what to point at.
So now you know a little bit more about our product and its quality. Oh.
There you go.
My bad. So now you know a little bit more about our product and its quality. You might also want to know a little bit more about the people behind this business. Like I stated before, I'm a mechanical engineer, but I think what's more important is that I'm an art enthusiast and a professional graphic designer. I've been drawing since the time I can remember, and over the years I have developed a strong portfolio that demonstrates my abilities in logo designs for the various companies that I've designed for.
Personally, I have 4 years of retail experience and visual merchandising experience. I also have a year of managerial experience, and I also have relationship building skills and customer service skills that are essential to the retail industry.
So after leading the entire state of Indiana at the National Beta Club Convention and leading various American Cancer Society workshops, it is safe to say I'm very experienced in public speaking and leadership positions, and I hope to take all this experience and help further our team into the future.
So let's talk a little about our market. Our market is the retail industry, as I stated, and the retail industry is expected to hit $2 trillion in revenue by 2018. As you can see by my graph on the left, it shows the amount of traffic that has decreased between 2010 and 2013 in physical stores, which is about 10 million. So how will we market to our target demographic, and more importantly, who is our target demographic? Well, our target demographic are young adults, men and women aged 17 to 25, who connect with the Midwest urban culture. We plan on marketing to them through effective advertising through social media, connecting with our artists through their concerts and events, and also, more importantly, through positive customer service experience through our customers.
For our financial model, what our funding needs, as you can see up there, we're asking for $5,000, and that $5,000 will help build our inventory, let us supply more t-shirts for you guys, market out and distribute all of these said products.
Furthermore, we broke down the cost to distribute and produce our goods. So what we're looking at is that we're going to be buying our shirts wholesale from companies such as Ono, and then shipping them to another company to do the screen printing. So our revenue, we determined that our revenue will always outweigh even the maximum total cost that we take on. And what this means as a company, with each and every sale, we will continue to make a profit. So we can continue to grow as a company, and furthermore, and in addition, since we are a small startup company, we want to start with small inventories, so that way we can have A, quick turnovers, and B, we can have a little bit more flexibility in our financials.
So to add on to that, you might think, I know you guys love looking at that graph right there, but I know you're thinking that our cost might seem high, but that's because we're planning to incorporate repaying the $5,000 loan immediately starting after we receive it. So by the third year, we'll have completely repaid the loan off.
So now you know a bit about the costs that we will be taking on. You might be considering or wondering what the price will be for you guys, the consumers. The price for our long sleeves is going to be $35, and for our short sleeves are going to be $30. Now what you're paying for is not only a more comfortable and durable shirt, you're also paying for the fact that we use eco-friendly materials that are organic and natural. So for example, the materials that we use do not use harmful pesticides when they are grown. And on top of that, the materials that we use, they give off helpful byproducts such as oxygen to the environment, which obviously all of us could use the oxygen. And the other thing that we want to focus on is helping local and up-and-coming talents, artists, and performers. We want to help them get their foot in the door, gain a following, a fan base, so that they can get their message to the community. And here we have 2 examples of the products that I have designed. On the right, you can see the type of work that we would be doing for local artists. We would take photographs of them, and then I would go in and make custom designs that are unique and specific and exclusive for that specific artist. And on the left, you can see our more general line. It's more marketable, and for that, we will be taking iconic imagery that we think represents the Midwest.
Don't go. So we have the judges going through 2 shirts here, and one is a conventional shirt that you would find in retail throughout the mall or at Walmart or Target, and one is our premium line shirt. So we would like to maybe ask the judges, which ones do you think is our product and which one do you think is the conventional cotton shirt?
I think this is
That one?
Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner.
it's much nicer than this other one.
All right, and as you can see, for those of you who maybe cannot see up here, that's a image of our premium line products that we would be selling. And with that, I want to say thank you to the Wolves.
We want to thank all you guys for coming out here.
And also follow us on social media and check out our website at justmoderntees.bigcartel.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we'll turn it over to the Wolves for some questions.
Well, you've got a very competitive field with T-shirts, but you've got a really unique proposition of what you're looking at, which I really, really like. You talk about Midwestern and urban, and I have some friends that have been in the urban sales of clothing, and they've been very, very successful, so there's a good potential there. I'm just wondering, with the thought of going online, what avenues, it always comes down to distribution in the end, what avenues online do you see other than just your own store? Are there other avenues that you guys have been thinking of with regards to online?
Well, I think I can answer that. As far as advertising and getting people to come to our stores, we have social media that we mainly use. Since our target demographic is so young, we feel that it's most effective to advertising and get people to know about us through ways that we use, which is through social media and Facebook and things like that. But really, we're really hoping that when we go to their events, our performers and artist events, that would help our following and help create that collective as well.
Nice work, guys. So my comment is more so a comment than a question, and hopefully this can help guide you guys. I think something that you'll want to look into is your sales outlook. It looks like we're shooting for $12,000 in sales by year 3. And I know to generate the $12,000, we're looking at cost of goods sold of nearly $10,000. It's a tough pill to swallow. I think what you'll want to do is you'll want to identify, if you do intend to continue to pitch for investors, you'll want to take a look at that. Because investors aren't going to necessarily jump at the thought of by year 3 we're going to hit 12,000 in sales. And I think the other challenge is when you're looking at 80% plus cost of goods sold, we need to identify what's our manufacturing process and how can we fix it so that there is opportunity should this actually take off.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Can I ask who the artist is? The local army, the group that you're displaying on your shirt?
Josiah is our lead designer, so.
He's the
But who is
face.
the actual look?
He's the actual face.
I'm actually the actual face for that one.
Okay. I guess my question is, do you think you can generate enough sales volume based only on local artists? I mean, what's the enticement?
Yeah, oh, definitely, because there is a big, huge market for not only like this urban community that we're trying to foster. There's a lot of need for people to come together because a lot of up and coming local artists are having trouble getting their foot in the door, and so by us coming in and helping them out, they definitely gain a lot from that. But it also, at the same time, when we have these events and we're bringing these artists together, it helps build interest over time. And so as that keeps on building, we can obviously start putting on bigger events and bigger shows. We can start traveling more, and through that, we can keep on expanding our business.
I think that we're not only targeting artists and performers, but we're targeting more of the general demographic for retail. Talents and performers are like a section of our market, but our broader demographic are college students and young adults. So the performers and the artists, they're a section of our target, but mainly our target would be young adults aged 17 to 25 who connect with our urban culture.
This particular company intrigued me. I've got a lot of experience in apparel and this industry. I noticed something, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you said no extra large or double XL. You're ruling out a pretty vast number of people that are out there.
Well, currently we have small to large just because of the amount of capital that we had to make the inventory. But certainly over time we'll expand our sizes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other thing I noticed is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you said in your first month you would sell 2 units, 2 T-shirts.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Each of you has a group of friends, 5 friends that you can count on to come and help you in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I would say your minimum sales goal should be much more than 2. It should be more like 15 because you have 5 friends, you have 5 friends, you have 5 friends who would all come to help you. And you need that out there. You need people, even if you got to give them a little bit, not too much, but just a minor discount. Some of my friends I wouldn't give a discount to, but yeah, you need them out there because what you want to create in the market is buzz for somebody to walk up to this young lady and say, wow, that is a really cool shirt. Where'd you get that? And make sure that in your tags and somewhere in your merchandise that there's a point of contact that can be easily referred over to a website or something like that. Because what you want is viral to take off with designs. And I like the design, by the way.
Thank you.
One thing you might want to consider too, I understood from your presentation and from your business plan that you plan to have an artist, say an up-and-coming star or an up-and-coming musician, is going to sign over their rights to you to be able to emblazon it on a T-shirt. You might want to consider offering a royalty back to them, and here's why. People buy merchandise like this in a moment of passion, when they're happy, when they've just experienced a great concert, a great show. And if you've got an artist who's moved somebody and maybe connected with them, and that artist says, hey, make sure you stop by my merchandise table out there and pick up a shirt or pick up a CD or whatever it is they might be selling. If you're incentivizing that artist to participate along with you, you've got a built-in salesperson. So don't be afraid of offering up that royalty. The other thing that could happen is if that artist happens to hit the big time. You never know. I mean, in today's social media world with shows like The Voice and shows like American Idol, You've got people that are becoming stars overnight. The big labels, the big record companies are going to come to them, and they're going to want to cut those merchandise deals with those artists. And you don't want to be cut out of that if you've helped to develop them. So one of the targets would be, well, Just Modern Tees doesn't pay you anything. I here at Arista Records, I'm going to pay you a fortune in merchandise. So consider, getting yourselves involved in that. And then one last parting comment, I'll just ask, are you friends now?
Oh,
Yeah, we were
Definitely.
Have you fought before?
friends still.
Have you fought before?
Not yet.
No. In business, you will fight. You will disagree. But make sure if you're able to embark on this venture or any venture, make sure that you all three operate with transparency amongst each other. In a three-way, it's almost even harder because you could have two guys you feel ganged up on from time to time. But I urge you to keep communication open and maintain that friendship all throughout the business relationship as well. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have kind of two questions, one at a real micro level and a very macro question. I noticed on your shirt, is there a plan in the near term for a private label? Because it doesn't anywhere, to Greg's point me to your business. The tag's not that way. There's the art's not marked that way. Is there to develop the brand for Just Modern Tees? I'd expect that your contract manufacturer is going to be able to private label for you. Is that in the plan for the near term?
Currently, we don't have any service that does the branding for us, but we are still looking for that at the moment.
We plan to have a tag that's attached to every single article of clothing that we sell.
It's just a matter of finding someone to do that.
I would have that discussion with your contract manufacturer because more than likely the tag that's in there, they would ship to you that says Just Modern Tees. And that leads to my macro question, which is, and Jonah kind of asked where's your sales target and so on. I'm just going to ask you, what's the long-term vision? I mean, what is the plan for this business? Because I'm assuming it goes beyond selling some T-shirts.
Right. Well, the vision, of course, is to make the Midwest the urban capital of the nation, but more in reality, we want to broaden to, of course, other aspects such as jeans, accessories, hats,
any kind of apparel.
Right. Right now we're starting just because of the revenue that we're just starting small. This is our focus. This is what in 10 years people will say this is what they focused on. So that's where we plan on going. And also after our initial proposition, if we were fortunate enough to win this competition, we would then start looking into maybe having a physical location. Since right now,
at least one physical location.
Right. But since the market is seeing a decline in physical stores, I think right now that since we're starting online, that puts us at a good place. So getting the physical store second and being online first, I think that puts us at a good spot.
Yeah, the only other thought I'd have along those lines would be as you're really fleshing your plans out on a go forward, from a branding perspective, you may want to think about dropping T's, keeping it at from a trademark
so we can expand, right?
So you don't limit yourself as you go forward.
Right.
Any more questions from the Wolves?
Just want to thank you again for your feedback. We appreciate every bit of it.
Thank you, Just Modern Tees. All right, thank you guys. If you would like to vote for Just Modern Tees, please text 175911 to 22333. All right, our last finalist is Shady Lake Visionaries, comprised of Cody Nixon. For all your aerial, video, marketing, and professional needs, Shady Lake Visionaries is there from visions to reality. Here is his 1-minute pitch video featured on our social media.
Hi, my name is Cody Nixon, and I'm the owner and lead producer at Shady Lake Visionaries. I've been tackling the outdoor television industry for the past 5 years, and I finally built a brand around my work. Even though my love for videography and video production started in the outdoor setting, I am not afraid to go outside of my comfort zone and put my creative skills to the test. For all your aerial, video marketing, and production needs, Shady Lake Visionaries is there. From visions to realities.
Please welcome to the stage Cody from Shady Lake Visionaries.
Check. Good. Hey there, Wolves. My name is Cody Nixon, and I am the owner and chief producer at Shady Lake Visionaries. Just recently, I graduated from Wright State, Soin College of Business with a marketing degree, and I'm also on the golf team here at Wright State, where I'm finishing up my eligibility this spring. Shady Lake Visionaries is a full production company based out of my home in Northeast Ohio, but we are actually specialized for the outdoor television industry. And just recently, about an hour ago, I had one of my shows that I produce air on the Pursuit channel with over 35 million viewers. The audience that this industry is kind of catered to is really anyone who enjoys being in the outdoors and capturing that moment, whether it be with a video camera or their cell phone. And this industry has actually been going on for over 30 years, but just recently with technological advancements, it's made it easier for everyone to kind of get involved. Even shooting with their cell phone. And this allows us to take that footage shot on a wide variety of cameras and be able to put a professional product together that is then presentable to the general public. Through this process, we use our proven techniques of pre-production, storyline development, and post-production to be able to take their raw footage and beautify it. Regionally, there aren't many competitors in my area or in the state of Ohio for this outdoor production, but not many people do this from top to bottom. However, we do realize that there are competitors out there, but they're not as established within the industry. It is our goal to really carve out a niche in this outdoor television industry to provide that professional look that the big production houses can give, but at an affordable price. And we separate ourselves from our competition really with three basic assets. One being is my experience. For over 5 years, I've been involved in the outdoor television industry from everywhere from videography, post-production, and editing. And then also, we are also experts in the outdoors, which gives us that leading edge when it comes to producing that special moment or capturing that special moment and conveying it to you, the viewer, to be able to connect to that storyline. Although we specialize in the outdoor television industry, we have found other profit-generating avenues that we're going to explore here in the next couple weeks. This is going to give Shady Lake Visionaries 3 revenue streams. The first being outdoor television production, obviously. And then the second is the real estate market, where we're going to dive straight into the real estate market, where most home buyers, they go online to view a house before they're going to make a showing or call their agent. The problem with this is they only get to look at pictures, and they do not get the flow or the virtual tour of that home, and this can be very detrimental to their decisions. That's where our services come in, and we're going to create that virtual tour through a short video and give to the agents so they can post it online. Next would be business to business, and with our background in post-production, marketing, and graphic design, it's really valuable to these startup companies that you saw with Galatune and other small businesses. Since we are affordable, it makes it easier for these companies that do not have large marketing budgets to hire Shea Lake visionaries to complete their marketing materials, whether it be video or pictures. And we're also going to give these companies that professional look of Fortune 500 companies at a very affordable price. And just recently, I've been working with a couple of companies and we've become great friends. And this really sets us apart from our competition when they can call me and just talk about life in general rather than business. And it also helps us, gives us a sense of trust when a couple weeks down the road, if they have a new project, we're going to be their first choice. If we were fortunate enough to win this loan, we're going to reinvest it right back into building our arsenal of equipment. With the changing times, technology is always changing, and we need to stay on top of that. Also, we've already absorbed our startup costs the last couple of months, so building our arsenal of equipment will be very detrimental to our success. This upgraded equipment will help us with our out-of-the-box thinking and our creative skills to complete those new and revolutionary techniques or tactics within the way we film and produce. Because we have been in business for a couple months but have years of experience in this field, we know what it takes to make Shea Lake Visionaries a continued success. And with that being said, I'm more than looking forward to making this my career for many years to come. Thank you for your time and attention. Wolves, fire away.
Questions from the Wolves?
I know you've got 3 hunters up here, so you better be careful. It's coming at you.
Yeah, my videos would be very short.
Well, I guess I'll start then along those lines. One thing I do like, Cody, is being an outdoorsman myself, there is a lot of lousy stuff on our outdoor
Yes, there is, yes.
So I appreciate that. The question becomes, how do you specifically go about carving? You mentioned you want to carve a niche out in this market. Okay, but how do you go do that?
First, it starts with getting contacts, and through my experiences, there's outdoor production companies that are charging a lot of money to do what I do, and it does not take, it takes a long time, but for what they're paying, it's really overpriced, and I'm willing to dive in below them to not only build a friendship, but get that extra business in to make sure that they're, because, all right, so outdoor industry works, these people, the networks do not pay anybody. So these people pay $80,000 to $100,000 to have their show run for 2 quarters out of the entire year, where they're going to pay $40,000, $50,000 for a production company to edit 13 episodes just does not make sense. So I'm right there with them. I'm diving under their cost and giving them the same output as they would, just more of a personal relationship between the shows and myself.
And then just a follow-up question to some of the information in the packet. How do you build the business around it? What's the long-term vision, and how do you build it beyond
What I have there?
information in the packet tended to focus on you, but if you're
Right.
out selling, you're not
Right.
producing. If you're
Right.
producing, you're not out
Yeah,
selling.
I have
and so
plans
on.
to add people to kind of make a nice little group that is going to kind of like take some load off of me on producing, because when I'm sitting down producing a television show, sometimes it takes 10 to 20 hours just in front of the computer. So that's not selling, but I want to be able to get those same shows, like, I don't know if it's a 4 core shows that like 2 for the first and second quarter, 2 for the third and fourth, where it's just producing, and that way, like when more stuff comes up about like the real estate stuff and the business to business, we could I could send somebody to go do that for me while I'm sitting at the editing bay, or whether it's the business to business, and I can plan ahead to be able to go out and shoot those things. And yes, I'll be building around myself and bringing more people in that have the creative skills that I do.
Awesome. Well, I'm intrigued by the real estate aspect of your proposal. You know, one of the things I've come to know about people when they pull up in front of a house, they want to know what the inside of that house looks like. A lot of times somebody will drive up to a house that might be out of their range, but they're not quite ready to call that realtor. Right. So that part of the business is intriguing in that you want to make sure that the video that you put out there is very accessible, easily accessible from a mobile device. Watching videos on a mobile device, sometimes the sound quality is not always there, so I would urge you to keep that sound quality up. Okay. But I like that aspect of it because many times, again, somebody won't contact the realtor, but for the lack of a better word, the voyeur in them wants to see the inside of that house. They want to see what's going on. So I like that part. Also, I hope that you have a lot of patience if you're going to be the videographer out in the field, waiting for that kill shot. You know, hopefully you've dedicated a lot of time and sweat equity into being out there for that shot. And did I gather too that you can take some footage that somebody might shoot on their own device and integrate it into?
So basically, there's a show called Real South Hunting that airs on the Pursuit channel 2 times a week, and I don't shoot anything for them. They send it to me. Okay. I kind of help them out with like the production aspect, whether it's interviews or setting stuff up, lighting, what to say, that kind of thing, to make it flow better. And then they just send it all on a hard drive, send it to me. I throw it on the computer and I watch it all, and then the finished product comes out.
So your inventory is really time. You're not going to need it. You don't need any investment money right now to buy new equipment or anything like that. Eventually to replace.
Right. The equipment, like technology is always changing. So the equipment, I mean, I could go spend. I mean, a 4K camera could cost anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000, but it would make my videos that much better than they already are, which will be and more cameras will be able to get more people involved. And if I have to send somebody to field produce for somebody, I can be like, hey, here's this camera, this microphone, boom, go for a week or so. If that makes any sense.
I guess as someone who hires companies like yourself to do work for our clients, we really look at companies that have a specialty. So when you're outdoor, to me, that's a specialty, and we would search for someone that has that capability. But jumping to real estate, that's completely different. And I don't know if you can be good at both and build yourself a reputation in the industry. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, why the jump from real estate to outdoor?
It just kind of basically fit the way I move the camera around and the flow of it, and also like shooting outdoors, you have to be outside to shoot out or exterior of the home. And then also, my field producer, he is actually a real estate agent, so that kind of how it just fell right into our lap and was like, hey, there's a problem here, we have a solution, let's go ahead and try to do this for real. So.
Okay.
I'm going to piggyback off what Judy just said. It seems like just from listening to your presentation that your passion is the outdoors.
It really is. Anything outdoors, and then the film with the outdoors.
Correct. So I would agree that I think you should focus your time, energies, dollars, effort on that passion and try to be known as that guy who films the outdoors. The other thing that I found fairly interesting, and perhaps you can shed a little more light on it since I don't know anything about this production process, but it looks like from the packet for a home shooting, you're in the $60 to $100 range. Whereas it looks like for an outdoor engagement, it can be $5,000 to $10,000.
Right. So my friend or the field producer, since he's a real estate agent, we want to penetrate that market and get those core agents to be like, hey, I'm shooting this next week. Can you do this? Yes. Boom. Instead of having to try to get as many people as possible. So that's what we're trying to do, is get as many people as possible and try to keep those guys, our core clients, rather than venturing out and spending extra money to get these new clients in. We're just going to target the home real estate office right now, and then Once we scale and add people to our arsenal, then we can start going out and doing that thing.
Thank you.
In my time in business, what we find is you walk through the door that's open to you, and then more doors open along that path. And if you get into too many different paths, all of a sudden you're not walking the path that you should be on. And the passion that you have is really important to stay in your area of passion, because you're going to run into a lot of closed doors along the way. And if you don't have that passion along with you. The other side of it is you have to make a living. And that's one thing that kind of came on here. How are you going to survive? And you know, I looked at this, and you're talking about being the low-cost producer, and I understand there's some advantage in that, but what you do is valuable, and you need to value yourself and your time at an appropriate level. And if you just make yourself a commodity, then you're just working yourself out. As soon as they find the next lowest competitor, they're gone. So it has to be a value add. How do you see yourself doing that, staying with your passion and charging a reasonable amount so that you can live?
Okay. Basically, so I can make those professional. So say we're talking about episodes, television episodes, and those shows. Get that core group of X number and make them dive in with me at a low cost. And then once they get sponsorship dollars, that's basically what all the outdoor television industry is about. Is the more sponsorship dollars you get, the more you can pay somebody to edit your material. So I'm going to dive with them while they're starting out, and it will pay off in the fact that these productions look just as good as the people that are actually getting paid $200,000, $400,000 by sponsors. So then they will take some of the sponsorship dollars away from other people, and then have more cash to be able to pay me once we build a strong relationship throughout the years.
Your industry, and I have friends that are out in LA, and I've done some stuff in the movies, it's all connections.
Yes,
and you've already gotten some time and grade, so I think that's a big help to you, and you've got a few connections like that. But that's going to be what's going to sell you. So maybe being cheaper will get you those. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope. At least.
Any more questions from the Wolves? Okay, thank you, Cody.
Thank you.
If you would like to vote for Shady Lake Visionaries, please text 175912 to 22333. And if you haven't voted yet, I'm going to recap all of the three teams. If your favorite was Adam Wick and Galatune, you're going to text 158495. If your favorite was Just Modern Tees, you're going to text 175911. And if your favorite was Shady Lake Visionaries, you're going to text 175912. Make sure that you vote, and all votes will be counted. Okay, while the judges think about the presentations that they just saw and the scores are calculated, I want to take this time to thank a few special people that pitched in to help make this event a success, hopefully. If they're in the room, I'm going to ask them to stand up. But first, I want to thank Dean Lee for her vision and guidance in helping make Wright Venture a success. I would like to thank Deneric Black, who is the director of our SBDC. I would also like to thank Francesca Alford, who is working behind the scenes at the moment. I would like to thank Kathy Marshalik, Lisa Cooper, Brooke Johnson-Lepla, Jennifer Rule, and Dr. Bud Baker. Thank you. I want to say special thanks to all of our Wolves for volunteering their time. Today wouldn't be possible without the generosity of one of our Wolves. His vision and contribution has helped bring Wright Venture to life. We would like to thank Mr. Barry James for helping get this program started and invite him up to the podium to say a few words. Mr. James?
seams here. I wanted to address the students primarily that are here. When it comes to business, there's just a couple things that I wanted to pass along when you think about business. They did a study years ago, Entrepreneur Magazine did, and they wanted to find out what did it take to become a successful entrepreneur. Was it your education? And they said, well, no, not that it hurt, but it wasn't where you went to school. Is it your family and your family background? And I thought maybe that was it. It didn't hurt, but no, that wasn't the thing that they found over and over again that was really, really true. Well, did you come from money? Did you have a lot of money to start your business? Was that the thing that really, and they said, no, that wasn't really it. Not that it hurt, but it didn't mean success as an entrepreneur. They found one common denominator. That common denominator is that the people that were successful had failed 5 times or more before. 5 times or more before they failed. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you a person that doesn't quit, that doesn't give up no matter what the hurdles. The folks that's presented today, one is going to come out the winner tonight or today, but it doesn't mean the others are losers. They're not losers. They've got a great idea. They've honed it. They've got a chance to take it forward. And they might fail. And you know what I say? Hurrah. Because what we have, this presentation that went on today came from a failed business. Yeah, my failed business. I'd started something up in 2009 because I saw a lot of people losing jobs, and I wanted to help people become entrepreneurs, so I started up an internet business called MrMicrobusiness.com. Now, I know you shouldn't bring up Mr. Trump anywhere close to a university, but he had some failures. He went bankrupt. This one didn't go bankrupt, okay? It failed. It didn't have enough juice. It didn't have enough business. And that's the biggest problem businesses have. They don't have enough business walking in the door. And so it didn't. But I had the money left over. And Dean Lee, I talked to her about this concept of how can we get students to have actual life experience becoming an entrepreneur and taking that out into the real world and what that would mean for them. And she got excited. And so my wife and I, we gave the money, and she was very, very diligent and went after the university to match the money, and the school matched the money, and that's how we have the funds to get this thing kicked off. The other thing that I want to pass on to the students, especially the young men and the young lady who've been involved with this process, is when you go in and you start a business, one of the great beauties of starting your own business is you don't have to sacrifice your values. You don't have to sacrifice your faith. They walk with you hand in hand. You don't have to leave them at the door. You might get that impression from television and movies that all these people in businesses are bad, but the people in business create jobs. They build better highways. They make things happen in this country that improve all of our lives. And like we have Greg here. He's working with the Gates Foundation to process sewage in such a way that it creates energy, clean water, all kinds of good things. That's what business can do. If Gates hadn't been successful, that would never have been made, and it wouldn't have the positive impact. And that's the thing. When you go out and you're serving other people, you're gonna make a difference in their lives. And my basic mission in life, and I carry my faith with me, those of you who know me, my vision is to try to help as many people as I can come to know that God is in love with them and wants to become their friend. But I'm a businessman. How could that be matched together? I don't separate the two. If I'm doing my job and serving my clients and doing well by them, I send a message out every single day. And I get to talk to very wealthy people that might not ever hear a message of God's love or something along those lines. So you don't have to check your faith. You don't have to check your values. You take them with you and you make the place you work a better place, make yourself indispensable. And if you're starting your own business, you stay true to it. It's going to take a long time. Our business, 42 years, and we finally become an overnight success. And I'm not kidding, 42 years. We never bought another business. We never tried to grow it, so we always grew just organically. You can do it if you do it right and you take your values every single day into the workplace. And I really salute these folks. I've got a medal for each one of them. I'm going to give them at the end here, little medals that I've made up, recognizing their hope, their faith, and their courageousness. So I'm really, really proud of them, and really, really proud of what Dean Lee and the whole team here, Jennifer and the team, have put together. and I certainly salute them, and I know that they're going to be successful whether they win this competition or not. They've got big dreams, and they're going to make them, I think, come in the long term. So we salute you one last time.
Thank you, Mr. James. Okay, before we announce the winners of our 3 contests, I want to reiterate something that Dean Lee and President Hopkins said at the beginning. The Raj Soin College of Business is focused on experiential learning and entrepreneurship, and we're doing a lot of different things to foster that in our students. With Dean Lee's vision, we've created the Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and that is being led by Chris Wallace. In the Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, we are trying to do different things to engage our students in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. One of those things is the creation of a class that we call Business 4000. And in that class, students get the opportunity to apply the entrepreneurial spirit in conjunction with scientists and engineers that have created really cool things for the business community. It's a great experience for our students to see how something changes from an idea into a full-grown business. We are also, this fall, launching our Entrepreneurship Club. It is open to all students across the university. We hope that people join. And it is for any student, regardless of their major, that has the entrepreneurial spirit to engage and interact with people that have the same passion and vision. The Entrepreneurs Club is just now launching. We will have a table at April Craze on April 15th, and I believe President Hopkins will be there to say a few words as well. So we're very excited about the things that we're doing in the Raj Soin College of Business to foster entrepreneurship and experiential learning. So now, we will move on to announcing the winners. I would like to invite Dean Lee back to the stage. The first award is the Leader of the Pack Award. This was our award given to the team that had the most social media engagement and the most likes for their videos prior to today's competition. And the winner of that award is Adam Wick in Gallatin. Congratulations, Adam. The second award that we would like to give out is our Fan Favorite Award. That was the award that was going on during the ceremony where you were texting your winners. And the winner of that is Tyler Willis, Matt Fisher, and Josiah MacArthur. And now I'm going to announce the winner of our Wright Venture finalist. I'd like to invite Mr. Barry James to the podium. The winner of the 2016 Wright Venture Award is Miss Columbia. I'm kidding. Sorry, Venezuela. That was my notes from a different award. The winner is Adam Wick in Gallatin. Congratulations, Adam. That concludes our event for today for the Wright Venture 2016. We'd also like to thank all of our sponsors who made this possible and all of you for coming out on such a beautiful day. Thank you very much and have a great day.